Gentlemen, welcome to this e-commerce class. We've got today chapter one, and we're going to talk about the revolution that just begun. You guys know e-commerce. These are some of the trends in 2013-14. If you pay attention what happened on the internet, you'll see that there's a big expansion of all of the social media. A lot of interaction between people are occurring online. Some people, they are at home, but they spend more time talking to each other on mobile applications than they do maybe face to face. And we also see an increase of the local. Many of the local events are actually online. So even maybe here on campus, you see a lot of the events, everything that's going on. There's more talking, discussing on social media maybe than on the internet than you actually see on the on the physical places. We also have mobile e-commerce. According to the research we did last year on e-commerce, we found that over maybe 70% of users in this country are accessing Facebook on mobile applications. So more people are on mobiles than they are on even PCs. Mobile platforms, they began their rivaling PC platforms. We have a continued growth of cloud computing. You guys are familiar with cloud computing? Yeah, cloud computing is everything is on the internet, so everything is on the cloud of computers. So there is no PC or one machine that includes the data, and you can access the information anywhere. You guys understand the idea of big data? There are some companies that are now big data. What's big data? The idea of big data is that companies, they have huge amount of information. And the amount of information are so big to the point where this data, it can provide more decision making. It can provide new opportunities. It can generate new knowledge that can be used. If you think about a company like Facebook, they have a huge amount of data. They have they know all the books you like, they know all the songs you listen to, they know all of their friends who are willing to say happy birthday to you. And this information can be massive, and if you start to analyze it, you can come up with very important critical conclusions, and can also be used for more targeted advertising, more effective marketing campaigns. Ebook gained a wide acceptance. How many people got my book? That's good.
I got you.
That's good. Did you get it? That's good.
Electronic form.
So did you get it on Kindle
Smashboard.
and Smashwords? Okay, that's great. So now you can make a book. You put it on there, and it's available. More people are willing to read ebooks than they will read paper books. Ebooks are becoming very cheap, and they're more available, and you can access a variety of there are some books that you can read. You have those software that make it easy to read. Some people now prefer to read on their tablet than they would like to read on a normal book, because they can make the font the more easy for them. And some people can have audiobooks where you can just listen to the book, and instead of you have to read it. And you can do what? Yeah, or you can read and listen. And we have continued growth of user-generated content. There's a lot of content that is generated by users. You can see, all of these blogs, all of these, everything on Facebook or Twitter or other social media sites, and it's all generated by users. The first 30 seconds, we've got this, if you look at the internet, the first 70 years of e-commerce was just the beginning, and it was a rapid growth and change. And technologies continue to evolve at an exponential rates. You guys know what's an exponential rate? Very highly increasing. So today we've got, let's say the internet is 100 servers. Next year it is 10,000 servers. Next year it is 100 million. We've got this disruptive business change. All businesses are changing, right? If you think about all of the businesses now, they can be online. So you no longer can just sell kitchenware alone. You just need to, you have a better opportunity to sell them online. And then there's a lot of new opportunities. E-businesses. So what is the difference between e-commerce and e-business? E-business is a digital enabling of transactions and processes within a firm, and it involving information systems under firm's control, and it does not include any commercial transactions, including involving an exchange of value across organizational boundaries. So that's e-business. You guys get the e-business? So what's the keyword in an e-business? So it enables, within a firm. If you look at this, within a firm that has all of the information systems. Now let's look at the e-commerce. In an e-commerce, it is a little bit different. It is more powerful than previous technologies. It brings fundamental changes to commerce, and here consumers as a passive targets. Let's see. If you look at the e-business, it does not include all of the commercial transactions. So we're talking about transactions between the same company. You talk about what?
Sorry, but I have a question. How come it doesn't have...
The idea of e-commerce, it's more of looking at the end consumers. So we're talking about the idea of commerce, buying and selling to end consumers. And let's see these. Here it says consumers as a passive targets, mass marketing driven, sales force driven, fixed prices, and here we've got this information asymmetry. So that's what we will describe the traditional commerce. So the e-commerce would be different. It is more powerful. So consumers will not be passive targets. Do you guys know what we mean by a passive target?
Yeah, they don't know any information about the...
Yeah, you don't know about the customer. Let's say, if you sell books and then people walk into the bookstore, when the customer walk in, do you know this guy? You don't. Customer look at the books, choose a book, buy a book, leave. And the information you have about the customer is that this customer is interested in this type of books that this customer was looking at or bought.
It's like now the preferences of...
But now, when the customer walks into Amazon, do they know you?
Yes.
They know your whole history,
Yeah.
right? They know what have you searched, where you're coming from, what have you bought before, and it's mass marketing driven. So here, you can do this, email that sell all of the people, and Salesforce driven in the traditional. If you have a bookstore, you have to have salespeople in order to convince the customer to buy this book or buy that. But now it's more of you don't need to have the salespeople in e-commerce, and it's fixed prices. If you go to a bookstore, every book has a sticker on it, the price, and this sticker, it's a physical, it doesn't change. But if you look at the online, you can change it as per the customer, right?
Or you can find it in the website cheaper.
Yeah, or maybe you can,
Different alternatives, gift cards, coupons.
Yeah, you have different alternatives. For example, the book you bought, did you buy it or did you get the coupon?
I guess.
You got the coupon? Okay. So some people get the coupon and then you get it free, right? The same thing, it's, for Amazon itself, if you think, they can charge the price, as much as they want, depending on who the customer is. And we have this information asymmetry where, how information is shared, right? For example, Amazon may take your information and share it with their book publishers, right? Maybe I can show you. Yesterday, I decided to put an advertisement for my book on Amazon. So maybe we can look at it if we have time today. Otherwise, we can see it next class. Asymmetry. What's information asymmetry? How information is synchronized. Do you see? For example, in Amazon, there is a lot of information that is available, and it can synchronize with other parties. Do you see? While maybe on the traditional commerce, information doesn't synchronize much with other. You don't tell your, for example,
So this one is like have more privacy.
yeah, you can talk about privacy. It's not necessarily just about privacy. It's just about all of the information. For example, maybe in a bookstore, you get how much they sold of your book. They tell you at the end of the month. Okay,
Yes, you can
but
keep
maybe
track.
here it's online. It's real-time information.
You can
Do you
keep
see?
track.
And then, so how information is available for all the people who may need the information. There's a big, okay.